Well, for our keynote address on responsible AI for social empowerment, we have with us Mr. Abhishek Singh, President and CEO, National E-Governance Division, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Shri Abhishek Singh is an officer of the 1995 batch of IAS with diverse experience of administration, managing law and order, implementing development programs, and of policy formulation at the central government with regards to the use of technology for improving governance. He's presently posted as CEO MyGov with additional charge of the position and the CEO NeGD and the MD and CEO Digital India Corporation. MyGov is the citizen engagement platform of the Government of India and enables participative governance. In this role at National E-Governance Division, he coordinates projects related to Digital India, especially DigiLocker, Umang, Geoinformatics. He's also been leading the efforts of communications on COVID-19 and is actively involved with the Arogya Setu, the contact tracing app of Government of India. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for joining us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bhavna, and thank you for organizing this and bringing AI to the forefront of the technical discourse that we are seeing across the world. So, for my talk on the responsible AI for social empowerment, I will just share a few slides so that it's structured. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, responsible AI for social empowerment. And this has been the mantra for India. And we recently organized the Responsible AI for Social Empowerment, the Global Summit on Artificial Intelligence from 5th to 9th of October, which saw participation of more than 80,000 people from across 147 nations over a period of 5 days. And that really put forward India's agenda for AI for all, and with a full special focus on social empowerment and how we can use responsible AI and ethical AI for larger public good. So the question that comes to all is that what is it that has made AI such a big thing in the present day time? And what is when you look at the numbers, when you look at the data, you find that AI has been the single largest technology disruptor in maybe after the internet was found almost 50 years ago. And now if you look at artificial intelligence, the way artificial intelligence is disrupting all aspects of human life, it's like amazing. And why is it happening? What are the reasons because of which we are saying there's such a big role of artificial intelligence in whatever we do? So one reason is that there has been tremendous increase in the compute power that we see across the world. The machines that we are having, the handheld devices, the phones that we have compute facilities which is much bigger than the computers that we used to have earlier. And with advances in quantum computing and with the reducing cost of compute, the potential of developing such technologies has gone very big. And then this is of course matched by the explosion in the data that we have. We have it's estimated that by 2025 we'll have 163 zettabytes of data. Zettabyte is like 10 to the power 21. So this is like a lot of data that is being generated in every digital transaction that we do. And with increase in compute capability, the ability for us to process that data, analyze that data, and build models based on that data has led to growth of AI tech development. And of course, along with that, with the increase in compute capability, the cost of storing the data has also come down. So all this has led to developing solutions and developing technologies which result in machines being able to do things that earlier humans only were able to do, and to do it more efficiently, to do it quicker, to do it faster. So that is there. So when we do that, what the immediate focus comes in, that where do we use such technologies? Can we use it for greater public good? Can we use it for improving health facilities? And when we do for health, for example, the AI that's used in healthcare that can help diagnose diseases faster, and that can help meet the shortage of doctors that we have. For example, some AI initiatives that India we are implementing is like detection of diabetic retinopathy, wherein blindness for which you would require thousands of ophthalmologists to actually go and do the test. Instead of that, just with the image of an eye, one can with the algorithms which has data sets for other similar patients, they can compare with that with the image processing and the AI tools that are there today, and detect what is the probability of anyone getting blind due to diabetic retinopathy, and in what ways we can identify such patients earlier and give them health care. Similarly, AI being used to detect tuberculosis based on the sound of the cough, based on the frequency of the cough that somebody can cough in a telephone, on a low-cost telephone, and it has been experimented in Bangladesh. It is very successful. It can be done. There have been researchers who have been trying to diagnose jaundice with the help of an image of a skin of a child, and what it means is that it allows healthcare to be accessible to more people at a very low cost. So that's where when we talk of AI for public good, we talk of responsible AI, we talk of AI benefiting the people at the last mile and leading to social empowerment and use of technology for social inclusion. Similarly, AI is being used for financial growth for all, building credit instruments, working out loan documents, tracking, automating banking operations. So financial inclusion has been a big part from the use of AI. In agriculture, we have found AI to be used for giving agri advisories to farmers. Today, there's a lot of data that is available with regard to weather data, or with regard to soil health card data, with regard to the cropping patterns, and based on what crop has been cultivated on what land. So based on that, real-time advisories can be given to farmers on their mobile phone, so that they will be able to get to know what is the right time for sowing, what crop to sow, when to sow, how they should be doing the cropping, how deep the sapling should go, and when to put fertilizers, what quantity of fertilizers to put, what quantity to fertilizers to put, and for post harvest also, what are the mandi prices. So the entire end-to-end solutions are being designed with the use of data from multiple sources and giving real-time advices to farmers. So this is leading to improvement in the economic yield that farmers get, and reduces their input costs and increase and helps in augmenting their incomes. Similarly, AI is being used for smart cities, efficient building and traffic management, ensuring that proper modeling is done based on mobility data, which is currently available with telcos or maybe companies like Google. With that, one can analyze where to build flyovers, where to build metro lines. So all that AI is enabling today on how to build smart cities, efficient cities. And one big role that AI is playing in order to enable access to internet and access to digital services for more and more people, and especially in India, is that with the voice enabled internet. Because today we find that in India we have almost 500 million people who have access to internet and smartphones, and another 600 million people are yet to get onboarded to internet. And when we do that, what will be required is, if we can build in robust voice enabled internet services, then that will transform the way people who do not have smartphones, or who do not have access to understanding how to use a computer or a mobile smartphone, they also can digital services by just using the voice to get a service in the language of their choice. So that potential, especially with regard to natural language processing, is very huge when we can build tools in Indian languages and with voice over internet. So the potential of AI for larger public good is huge. And if you look at globally, it's not that AI is the buzzword across the world. Across the world, we find various countries. China has been a big investor in AI, and that's what shows the growth of many of their tech companies that they're doing. US and China have continued to be the leaders in the field of AI. But the other countries, there's Canada, US, UK, Europe, South Korea, all of them are making investments in the field of AI. And in the days to come, the global AI economy is up for grabs, and every country is trying to build their own AI strategy. If you look at the number of countries that were working on AI and their AI strategies, almost every country in the last 3 years is trying to finalize the AI strategy. India also came up with our national strategy for AI, which was published in June 2018, which focuses on AI for all, ensuring that India becomes a garage for AI-based solutions, which offers solutions for the entire world. The potential, there have been various estimates with regard to what AI can contribute. There have been studies which say that AI can contribute almost $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. In India, it's almost $1 trillion by 2035. And we are seeing greater investments in the field of AI in India by both private and public sector. And the government of India is also committed to increasing the investments of AI, especially in the field of having better compute and research facilities, to ensure that we are able to get a huge pie of the AI-led economy that's going to come in the years to come. If you look at the rankings, global leaders in AI, there is a Stanford AI Vibrancy Index, which ranks India at number 2 behind United States and ahead of China, more importantly. And that is because of the skill sets that we have, because of the skilled personnel that we have in the field of technology and the AI workforce the world needs. India is a prime supplier of skilled workforce to the tech world and to the AI world, and the number of startups that we have in India in the field of AI contributes to a higher ranking of AI in the AI Vibrancy Index of Stanford. Oxford also has a government AI index for where India ranks number 17, and the areas in which we lack is the compute and the research facilities. And once we are able to make investments in that, plus drive investments both from the public and private, we are well positioned to occupy our rightful space in the AI led economy. The India has largely been regarded as a data-rich nation. We have a huge population. The number of the data consumption per unique consumption connection is among the highest in the world in India. Number of smartphone users is also growing up rapidly in the 6 years. And as I mentioned, with the electronics manufacturing taking place, with the cost of smartphones coming down, and with more digital services being offered, the number of people who will be accessing internet and data services through smartphones and generating more data is likely to go up. So India, with its rich data, has a unique opportunity for using technology for solving our societal problems, and these solutions will be applicable not only in India but the world over. The challenges to AI adoption when we see is that the two key challenges that we have is the number of supercomputing systems. If you look at the fastest 500 computers across the world, China and US are leaders. China is out of the 500 to fastest machines. China has got almost 228 of them. US has got almost 150 of them, and India just has only 2 of them. And of that, also one is used for a dedicated weather IMD services. So this is the area in which we need to make investments in order to ensure that our startups and our tech entrepreneurs who are writing AI-based algorithms, they are able to access supercomputing machines on which they can run their algorithms. So this is one area of concern over which we are planning to make investments in order to ensure that we are able to meet the demand that is there, and ensure that our researchers and technicians are able to build solutions of scale. Then research is another area where we need to focus. The number of papers that we publish and the number of citations per document that we have in India can go up with regard to improving the quality of research that we have in India. So with investments in compute facilities and investments in research, our AI strategy is bound to grow in the years to come. The Race 2020 summit we just did with the AI for All strategy, and the background of that has been India joined as a founder member of the Global Partnership on AI, which was in the month of July. So it is one of the founder members of the GPAI. Then we have been a global champion for inclusive AI, and we have a vibrant AI startup ecosystem. And this conference brought together the global minds on AI. We had almost 321 speakers from across industry, from academia and governments from world over, who came together and shared their thoughts on how we can build up an action roadmap for both India and the world. And this India was able to showcase it's the whole of world approach in using AI and deep tech for solving societal problems. The summit was held over 5 days. It was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister, and I was happy to learn that IBM was one of the sponsors of this event also. IBM Global CEO Arvind Krishna was present in the inaugural session along with other tech leaders, tech and business leaders. And we had a lot of sessions, parallel sessions, fireside chats, and all this content, like over 48 sessions, over 85 hours in 5 days, 80,000 people registered from 147 countries. And the entire content is available for anyone and everyone to view. We did not charge anything for attending this conference, and the content that has been created, the lectures which are there, the thoughts which are there on education, healthcare, or future of work, or natural language processing. So all these sessions were well attended, well debated, and it's like a storehouse of information and knowledge for any researcher or anyone who is interested in AI and its potential, not only for India but for the world. So this information is available on our portals, and the viewers who are here joined this conference also are most welcome to access the same. When we look at role of AI in public service delivery, we have been trying to look at responsible AI for social empowerment in several dimensions, whether it's healthcare, agriculture, education, urban planning, smart cities, rural planning, security. So all these aspects we have been trying to incubate and find areas of research as well as startups who are working in this dimension. I already mentioned about AI in healthcare, the role of AI in disease surveillance, for drug design, for drug authenticity check, personal medicines. AI has been used even for Arogya Setu, Itihas. They have been moving. That data has been used to predict emerging hotspots, which has been a vital tool in very restrictive steps are taken by administration and the health authorities. As we go ahead and work out our for checking the authenticity of the entire supply network for the vaccines will be very, very, very critical in as we go ahead in for the vaccine distribution plans and once the vaccine is made available. Agriculture also, I mentioned the role of AI in precision farming or seed development, genetic engineering, use of water fertilizers, or AI powered sowing, like when to sow, how to access the market, the weather related information. The AI in agriculture is a huge application in India, which will contribute to increasing the incomes of the farmers. AI has been used in education in a big way. The CBSE, in fact, in order to build a AI-enabled workforce, the new education policy says that coding will be taught from students from class 6th onwards. CBSE has partnership with industry has come out with the AI as part of the curriculum. I saw Dr. Ramanan also on the conference, and MeitY, Atal Innovation Mission, along with CBSE, along with industry, they have been coming up with AI curriculum for school education, running challenges for AI for school students, and this is really contributing to the growth of AI, the growth to training people in the field of AI. We recently did a responsible AI for youth program in partnership with industry. And therein, during the pandemic period, more than 50,000 school kids from government schools registered. And of that, almost 11,000 of them have completed the level 1 of the course. And they are 100 top of them are developing AI projects that will be showcased in the days to come. So the potential of even school kids, and I'm talking of government schools, and parents, the government school students are building AI-led projects which can help solve many of the problems that we are facing today. Atal Tinkering Labs has been a major contributor for helping augment the infrastructure at the school level and ensuring that kids are exposed to technology and are exposed to mentoring and guidance by AI-led experts from industry, from academia, from startups, and in order to give an opportunity for students to realize the vision that they might have. Natural language processing is again another focus area in education on how do we ensure that kids are and college kids, school kids are get an exposure in working in this field and come up with solutions that can really help all of us. AI in urban planning has been a major area with the smart cities project, and it has been used for law and order management, traffic management, water distribution, power distribution, planning smart cities, designing flyovers, designing metro lines. So AI in urban planning is a big area. In fact, in the AI solution challenge that we ran in RAISE Summit, we got a company like Uncanny and who all had AI-based solutions for detecting, for reading number plates, for imposing traffic fines, for ensuring proper traffic management. So there is a lot of potential, lot of solutions that can be developed, and all these solutions that are developed in India will have applications globally. Rural in fact, one project was taken up again in partnership with industry, which started from Patna in Bihar for a flood forecasting system. And that flood forecasting system is now being rolled out across India, and users are able to get alerts in their language from all over. And the alerts are given 48 hours before the flood comes, and this is based on data which is analyzed with regard to the rains that are coming, the rivers, the water level in the rivers. So an AI-based system helps in giving real-time alerts on phone to people and saving lives. So this is also something which is, and more, all these projects are not something that we are talking of future. These are already projects which have been implemented and they have been proved. And what we need to do is to scale them up and ensure that more and more people will benefit from these villages. AI and security is a big area for cyber security, for detecting fraud patterns, for detecting financial frauds, for ensuring cybersecurity, for border management, e-authentication. If whenever there is a behavior which is suspect, AI-based tools can detect that and ensure that systems are activated to take necessary action to control that. So AI is cybersecurity and preventing financial frauds and economic frauds. There are many applications we've developed. The potential is also there to develop many more. So I would conclude by saying that India is well positioned to become the global hub of AI. India has adopted the garage to AI in its strategy document. The national program on AI, which has been conceptualized and is being built for healthcare, for agriculture, for education, for and public digital platforms that India is building for improving public service delivery. These models can whatever is being built in India can be applied to more than 40% of the world. So this is all that I wanted to say on the India strategy for responsible AI for social empowerment. And I once again thank you for having me, and I look forward to hearing more on what happens in this case and the other speakers will be sharing.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sri Abhishek Singh, and thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. It was great to have you to kickstart with the World AI Show India. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you.